Hi, I'm Mark. This is my December review for Capricorn Sun sign and Capricorn Rising. We start the month on the 1st with Neptune going direct. Now, if you remember, back in June we looked at Neptune going retrograde and what we can do to work with the energy while it's in retrograde motion. Now, the lesson for you in the 3rd house was to develop your communication skills, to gain more understanding and knowledge, and to implement compassion. And if you've managed to do that over the last few months, then you'll start to reap the benefit now as Neptune goes direct at 20 degrees Pisces. Now, if you have a planet around that degree, or in the opposite sign of Virgo, or in fact in Sagittarius or Gemini as well, this will have a more intense effect on you. Now, we have the 3rd house for you, meaning that there will be an enhancement now in your communication levels. There will also be a more imagination that comes into your thinking and into your communication. On the 4th we have solar eclipse. This is a total eclipse, but it's only visible in the very lower parts of the southern hemisphere. Now, this eclipse belongs to the Saras 5 South series, which is renowned for bringing good news and joyous occasions. But this eclipse new moon happens in your 12th house. It's in Sagittarius, so it's a fire sign, so there is an element of get up and go about this new moon. But because it's in your 12th house, it's a time for you to take it easy, to take stock, and to realise how you've got this far and start planning for what you're going to do next. Because next month the new moon will be in your sign of Capricorn in your 1st house, and then it will be full steam ahead. On the 5th it's a good day to again review things and see where you are and just make any necessary changes. Mars is making a positive aspect to Pluto in your 1st house. So Mars in the 11th is a good time to review your goals and set new ones if necessary. And if you're not overly happy with something, or if you're concerned with something, it's a good time now to make changes. On the 6th there's another Mars aspect, this time to Jupiter. This is in the 2nd house, so good time for sorting out finances, financial planning, putting things into action that will perhaps change and benefit your finances going forward in the future. On the 7th there may be a little blip that you need to make adjustments for. The Sun makes an opposition to the Black Moon Lilith, that's in your 6th house. So there could be a minor health issue that crops up, or something to do with your diet or exercise, or something in your daily work or routines that just needs your attention. The Sun will illuminate that so you can make the necessary changes. Then on the 9th there is an aspect between Venus and Pluto, and this is very intense desire, and you may need to make allowances for the fact that you may have a little bit of a obsession about something. It could be about a person or an object, but you just need to be aware that this intensity is only going to last a day or two. But it will happen again. It'll happen twice more, and I'll tell you why in a second. The reason this aspect will happen twice more is because Venus goes retrograde. Now, Venus goes retrograde on the 18th and will pass back over Pluto before the end of the month. So this amplifies this aspect. And then again, going forward, Venus will join Pluto again on the 3rd of March. So there's quite a long time that this is going on. Now, with Venus retrograde, you can still work with her. You can still look at relationships, because this is where Venus will have a major effect. And also, because she's in your 1st house, you need to develop an ability to include others within every area of your life. Venus in the 1st is about you. It's about you looking to others for help and support, and also being able to help and support them. On the 11th, the Sun square Neptune means you might just want to take a day off. You might not be full of physical energy as normal. If you want to do something, Mercury is making an aspect to Jupiter in 2nd house, so you can plan finances, sit down and work out budgets. On the 13th, Mars moves into Sagittarius. This is your 12th house, so there's more concentration now in that 12th house area. This is the area of the unconscious, the unseen. So again, it could mean that you'll be doing work behind the scenes on a project. It could be that you immerse yourself in things like that. But you've got to get the balance, because Mars makes a conjunction with the South Node, which means it's in opposition to the North Node. Now, the North Node is in the 6th house of your everyday work, your routines, and so you've got to get the balance here between that unconscious and conscious mind, because there'll be a great pull, and Mars will be pulled in two directions. It could be pulled back or forward. It could be the future or the past. But the thing is to use Mars to tap into your skills, your experience, and then put that out into the world via the North Node in the 6th house. Then on the 16th we have the longest running and the biggest aspect of the year. This is the square between Uranus and Saturn. Now this won't really affect you too much personally, unless you've got a planet between 10 and 14 degrees of Taurus where Uranus is sitting, but it affects us all in a way. As you can see in the news stories, that we have a lot of unrest. Now Uranus is the planet of change. It can be rebellious, it wants change, but Saturn is the planet of stability, of structure and organisation. So you see where this battle has taken place. On the 19th we have a full moon. This full moon is in Gemini and in your 6th house, so there'll be more emphasis again on the 6th house, pulling it away from that 12th house. Now with the moon in this position, it's the time to balance the intellect and the feeling side, because we have Gemini and we have the moon, which rules Cancer. So if you can bring these two together, and it's in the house of the practical side as well, the house of Virgo. So all three coming together now. This is a good time to get balance in your life. Looking at your daily routines, your health, your diet and your exercise, you can get more information now. You can learn a lot about things, and then you can make the necessary changes. We also have a positive aspect on that day between the Sun and Jupiter, which means your finances will be highlighted. Jupiter can bring advantages in this area. And with Mercury in the 1st house now, make an aspect to Chiron, you can find your voice now, overcome any past insecurities or fears, and be able to express yourself and speak up. It's a very stimulating day on the 20th, with Mercury making an aspect to Uranus. Now Uranus is the higher form of Mercury, so communication again will be fantastic. This is a real great time to express yourself in a creative manner, and there'll be some great new ideas coming through as well that you can put to good use. Then on the 24th, Mars makes an aspect to Chiron, as the Sun did, and this is great as well for helping other people, setting a good example, helping your family and friends and close relatives around you. It's also good to overcome any again insecurities, fears from the past, so you'll be growing in confidence now. Again on the 26th your mind will be very active, but this time in a more sensitive way. Your perception will be increased. You'll be able to pick up things and sense things that you wouldn't normally, as Mercury makes an aspect to Neptune. Then on the 26th we have a real boost of energy, because Mars makes a positive aspect of Saturn. If you remember, a few weeks back Mars made a hard aspect to Saturn. It was difficult to get forward, difficult to overcome that limitation or blockage, but now there is no blockage, so the energy can channel forward. Your 4 days where you can really get on and achieve. Saturn's in that 2nd house, so it could be that you're involved in sorting out finances or budgeting, or it could be a time when you're working again behind the scenes with Mars in that 12th house. On the 29th, Mercury makes a conjunction with the retrograde Venus, and it's a good time to look within. It's in your 1st house. It's a time to look within at your behaviours and how you react and interact with others, and especially in relationships. This will give you some insights as to where you need to perhaps do a little bit of work. Also on that day we have Jupiter making a square to the nodes. This again puts you in a position where you can balance the North Node in the 6th, South Node in the 12th. So you need to balance the unconscious world with the conscious world, the mundane side with the more spiritual side, and see if you can get a nice even keel there. Now, on the same day we have the Sun make an aspect to Chiron. Again, there may be some fears creeping up, but these are there for you to overcome. This will make you stronger, this will make you more confident. We finished the month with a very stimulating aspect between the Sun and Uranus. Now remember, Uranus is in that 5th house of creativity. The Sun is in the 12th house of the unconscious. So if you can channel that unconscious energy into something that allows you to express yourself creatively, that would be absolutely fantastic. Uranus as well, it's a good time to be inventive, be unique. Try and tap into your creative skills that you maybe haven't used before, and just try different things, see what happens. You might discover new things about yourself that you didn't know. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you. And happy birthday to all you December Capricorns.